My ducks, my swans, welcome to the pond. My name is Dorian from Group82University.com, BasketballCEO.com, and basketball is a love language for me. The first 3 jobs that you should do when you get hired as an AAU coach. Congratulations. You're now an AAU coach. You are now a basketball coach. What's the first thing that you need to do when you get on the job? Very first thing you need to do is you need to connect with the current players, parents, and coaches. That program was probably there before you, unless you started on your own. And it's probably going to be here after you, unless you're the only person financing it. If this is the case, there are players that love playing for that program. There are coaches that love coaching in that program. And there are parents that love having their players coached by those coaches in that program. And you have to see who the key stakeholders are inside of this program. And you have to see where you fit. When I got hired at Montverde, I was assistant number 8. I had to figure out where I fit in this system with all these other assistants. And I knew that I could come in and just give value with our points per possession, where I was live logging each possession throughout a game. I knew I could give value through social media. I knew I could give value through being there every single day and showing up on time and being a presence. Those are things that I knew the other coaches couldn't do, so I was able to give value in that. And because of that, I was able to rise up and eventually outrank them, so to speak, inside of the ecosystem of Montverde Academy basketball. If you're an AAU coach, you need to be doing the exact same thing. Which players really want to be here? Which players don't? Which parents are the ones that are not only taking their kid to the games, but they're picking everybody else up? They're the ones that are going to all the trips. They're the ones that are making sure that everybody ate, everybody fed. They're the ones that are keeping people organized. You need to find who those parents are. You need to find those coaches who are dedicated to the AAU program more so than anybody else. Because the last thing that you want to do is step on their toes to make them feel like that they're extraneous and can be replaced when you absolutely need them in order to be successful. Number 2, you got to hire a great staff. And I know you're going to inherit some coaches, but what you got to do is you got to find some other people who are yours, who are committed to you, who are loyal to you. Those other coaches are going to be loyal to the program director, the parents, and the players, everything that happened before you got there. If you get guys that you bring in and you're the reason that they're there, they're going to be loyal to you. We're seeing this right now with Joe Mazzulla and the Boston Celtics. Joe Mazzulla inherited Ime Udoka's staff. So because of that, they were used to following Ime Udoka, not so much Joe Mazzulla. They looked at him as more of a peer as opposed to a leader. Not saying anybody had any static with him, but you could just tell. Because once the season ended, a lot, if not every single one of Ime Udoka's staff left. I know Damon Stoudemire became the coach at Georgia Tech. Some other people went down with Ime Udoka. But what Joe Mazzulla did is he went and he hired his own guys. And now since you have your own guys, you know you can hold them accountable in a way that you wouldn't be able to with guys that you inherited. And this happens in every single position of coaching. Make sure you have guys on your staff who you love, who you trust, who love you, and who trust you, because that's how you can protect yourself. And the third and final thing that you have to do, and you never, ever, ever, ever stop doing this, no matter what level of basketball you're at, that's recruiting. When you're an AAU coach, you got to recruit. These players just don't pop up out of the sky. You have to be identifying them, and you have to know where you need to go. If you are coaching the 15U team, then you need to be going to a lot of middle school games to be seeing who are the best middle schoolers in your area. And you got to figure out where that is. Is it Catholic school? Is it public schools? Is it trainers? Is it people that play in this rec gym? It might be at LA Fitness where a bunch of pros play and they let their kids come in there, or they let their little brothers or their little cousins come in. You are the AAU coach. You have to know this information. You need to know your area of the country better than anybody else in the world, because that's not only going to benefit you as an AAU coach, that's not only going to benefit your AAU program because y'all going to be having great talent. It's going to give you equity in social currency with college coaches, with media guys, with video guys, ESPN, NBA guys, and whatever other entity makes money off of this basketball ecosystem. NIL is real, and anyone who is close to the talent could possibly get involved as well. I'm not saying that's the only reason that you need to, but to see this from a bigger scope and from a bird's eye view, this is a massive, massive ecosystem, and AAU coaches have access to the number one resource in this ecosystem, which is talent. And you get to evaluate talent. The two best skills you could possibly have in basketball: talent access, talent evaluation. So make sure that you are doing everything that you can to recruit and know your area better than anybody. That is a gift that keeps on giving, even if you get out of basketball. I got out of basketball for 10 years. Even when I was out of basketball, people were still calling me about kids in Florida, kids in North Carolina, kids in Indiana, kids in California, because they know that I had relationships there. All that's why I got back in, because I was naturally connected in this. There's no reason for me not to. So I'm telling you, AAU coach is the exact same thing. You might be coaching to help out your friend. You might be coaching because your son or nephew is on the team. You might be coaching because you just want to do something different and productive that don't involve you going to the club every week and getting trashed and trying to smash everything. But understand that this is a huge and massive responsibility. These young men look up to you. They listen to you. They trust you. They want you to guide them. And the only way you can do that is by being extremely educated. Make sure you get on my email list. I'm constantly giving coaching tips and basketball tips and basketball business tips, stuff that all AAU coaches, parents, and players need to know. I'm out the pond. Y'all stay true.
For the love now.